All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about how to create a carport. You may be looking for a single car carport, a two-car carport, or maybe even something wider, or maybe something for a pavilion or something for commercial use. This is where you would go if you're looking for just the top. So what you do is you come over to the right. These are all the tabs that have options for you. In this case, if it doesn't already open up here, you would go to Style. And then in this case, you would select a standard carport. So we're going to select that. And then we're going to determine what size we want. Now, if you're going to go with just a one-car carport, then you would select either a 12-foot wide. So it's 12 foot this way. And then in this case, it's 20 foot long front to back. And then the legs here indicate that it's 7-foot legs here. So the width is 12 foot, the length front to back is 20, and then the leg height is 7 foot here. Now, you'll see here that if you're going to go with 7-foot legs and it's 12 foot wide, your peak height right up here is going to be 8 foot 8 inches. So that would be standard for one car. If you're going to put two cars in it, then I would suggest going with a 20 wide as a minimum. Now, technically, you can fit two vehicles in an 18 wide, but it's really tight. You'll have about less than a foot of space between the two cars to get in and out of. So it's pretty tight. I would suggest going at a minimum 20 feet wide, 20 foot long, and 7-foot tall legs. Now, if you've got a pickup truck, you may want it a little bit longer, length front to back, or you may want it wider, maybe 24 feet, because the doors are bigger on trucks as they are on cars. So width-wise, they go 2-foot increments all the way to 60 feet. So that's 60 feet, 2-foot increments. Lengthwise, which is front to back, they go 5-foot increments. So the next size from a 20 would be 25, 30, 35, and so on. Now the leg height, that is 1-foot increments. So you can select how high you want that building to be. Let's say you want it 9 foot, then you would select 9 foot. It shows you can see that it got taller, and then here at the bottom it shows that you changed it to 9 foot, and your peak height now is 11 foot 8 inches. All right, so that pretty much is the standard size. Let me make this back down to 7 foot so that we're standard. All right, this is a standard size. Now let me tell you, there are three different types of carport roof designs. What we're looking at here is called a vertical roof, which means that the ridges on the panels run top to bottom. So when it rains, the rain will fall off the side. Also, if you're going to put this where there's a lot of leaves and pine needles and things could fall on it, then typically the rain would wash them off the side. If you go with the other designs, and you can find those designs underneath the Style tab, you scroll down a bit right here, Roof Style. If you select Box Eave Style, you'll see that it stays an A-frame. You see the frame, this is called an A-frame design. However, the panels now run front to back, the ridges. So you can see the ridges run front to back. So when it rains, the water will run off the front and off the back. Now, if you're going to have leaves and things like that fall on it, it may be hard for them to wash off on their own because the ridges run front to back. So you may have to get up there and clean them off. Now, if you go with the regular style, it has a rounded edge here, and that's called regular style. Same thing applies on this one. The panels run front to back. And by the panels, I mean the ridges on the panels run front to back. So you will have a problem with the rain and debris that lands on top of it. Also, on this particular design, you can see that it's got this trim here. So when it rains, the water will go underneath the trim. But if you have leaves and pine needles and things, and they do get somewhat washed off in this direction, they're going to get clogged up underneath this trim. So if you're going to put a carport underneath a tree, it's best to go with a vertical design roof. Now, the vertical design does cost more, but it is a stronger roof, and it will definitely benefit you better. Now, when I say it's a stronger roof, here's why. Because these panels, let me say it this way, these legs are every 5 feet. These panels are only 3 feet wide. So when it's vertical roof like this, the installers need another brace to go underneath so that they can screw these panels in. So what they do is they put this piece right here, which is called a hat channel, or you may know it as a purling. We call them hat channels. So that goes across there. and then they anchor these the sheet metal to that hat channel, which makes it stronger because it has the extra panels. Now, if you'll notice on a regular style, there is no purlins, there is no hat channels. So they are all of them are rated at 140 mile an hour if they're anchored in properly with our anchoring system. The building itself is not wind rated at all, so it doesn't make any difference whether you go with a vertical roof or a regular style roof like this. So they all can withstand 140 mile an hour. They're all engineered to be that way. So the roof design doesn't really matter when it comes to engineering and wind rating. However, you do get a stronger building if you go with a vertical roof. All right. So now that we've got that determined, now the next thing is let's decide on whether it's going to go on a slab or whether it's going to go on the ground. If it's going to go on the ground, then you need to put some, or we need to anchor it into the ground. And I mentioned the 140 mile an hour wind rating. That is rated once it's anchored in. So in this case, we're going to put in 4 anchors. They typically go every 10 feet. So if it's 20 foot long, there's going to be 2 on each side, one there and one over here somewhere. So we're going to select the anchoring system, mobile home anchors. That's what we want. We're going to say we want 4 of those. All right, and those you can find under the options, additional options tab. Now that we've got that, let's select colors. Here you have, on a carport, you're only going to have the choice of a roof and the trim. So let's say that we wanted a green roof and we want tan trim. That's what it would look like. Now, there's no extra charge for the color you choose, so it doesn't make any difference on which color you select. All right, so after that, in this case, you will probably not see a estimation for your building. You probably won't see this price because you're not logged in as a dealer. You'll be able to create it, so your next step would be to send it to me, to email it to me so that I can open it. Once I open it as a dealer, then it'll show me a price. Then I will email that back to you. That way you can see a price. So you do that by coming up here and where it says email link, select that. So once you click that link, it's going to bring you here. So put your information in. As you can see, it's got asterisks here. So anytime it has an asterisk, you will have to put something in that box. So give me your phone number, email address, city, this information, delivery address, and then down here you can select how or what stage of needing a carport you're in, whether you're ready to make a purchase, if you just have questions, or if you're just exploring some options. Once you fill all that information, email the link, hit the email link at the bottom here. It will send me a link, and it'll also send you a link in case you wanted to come back in here and revise it somehow. So just follow that process again. Once you've done that, I'll contact you and get you a price, and we'll get you started. Now, if you have any questions on carports, like we built this one, you can comment below, or in the show notes, I'll put my email address, and you can contact me there as well if you want. All right, have a good day.